Understandable smooth shit, that murderers move with. Understandable smooth shit.
Papa this made smoother than your smoothest criminal. Shamo, about that money, what we get into.
Yes. Yes, two times. You know the vibes.
Ooh la la, ah wee wee.
She go.
Ooh la la, ah wee wee.
They go.
Ooh la la, ah wee wee. Ooh la la, ah
And it's
wee
that
wee.
knock.
Ooh la la, ah wee wee.
Yes.
Ooh la la, ah wee wee. Ooh la la, ah wee wee.
You know the motherfucking vibes. Now tuned in. Papoose TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, authentic. That feeling on a hump day. Happy hump day and all that. Hump day vibes. You know the motherfucking vibes. You know what I mean? Come on in if it's your first time. Take a look around. Over here, we dealing transparency. You know what I mean? On some I can see you and you can see me. Shit is unprivate. You know what I mean? Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. You know what I mean? Get in tune, that feeling, like I said, all scripted. And let's get into it. Hump day action, second best day of the week besides Friday. If you know, you know. Seen the WENDYWILLIAMS joint. Let's get right into that because it's hump day, you know what I'm saying? Let's start off with the hump day vibes. Not talking about the alleged Method Man joint, you know what I mean? We keep it moving, And if you a fan of Jalen and Jacoby, you already know. Know what I mean? That's why I like they show. Know what I mean? They be keeping it moving on different topics. Like, we keep it moving. Like, you know what I mean? But not the Method Man joint. And even though she dropped the big bomb, that was all the way crazy too. But it's not far-fetched. I mean, I know like now y'all see her old, falling down, you know what I mean, on the show, passing out. She like the butt of a lot of jokes now, so it's like, oh yeah, you know what I mean, y'all fucking with that or whatever, but people, you know, they're not born looking old, you know what I mean, you progress through life, and she lived a fulfilling life. The movie was entertaining, you know what I mean, I know there's a lot of stuff she probably left out that, you know, for the sake of time, and I won't say like that, put all the business out there, because she put a lot out there, you know what I mean, and you know, we got the drug using, and you know, the whole drama with the husband cheating and all that, living right down the block, that was all the way crazy. Like, that nigga live right around the corner, up the block, you know what I mean? Like, Uber Eats, you fuck around and get the address wrong and boop, boop. Like, I thought you lived over here, you know what I mean? But none of that, you know what I mean? Because it's fun and it's cool on the internet. Make fun of people, drag them, or, you know, when they down or however, you know, how we do now as a society, you know what I mean? Most of us, you know what I mean? Sometimes we all fall victim to the petty, you know what I mean? That is us. This is America, you know what I mean? Like, we all get caught up in the matrix, so to speak, for a lack of a better word. But she's an icon. Like I said, she got a star on the Walk of Fame, and she put a lot of work in. The career that she's had up to this far, a lot of people probably would give their arm for, you know what I mean? Give their jawline, you know what I mean? Take an eye out, put a fake eye in there to have, you know, what she established as a business person and as an entity inside the entertainment business. I mean, she definitely did some trailblazing shit. It's not always, how you doing? You know what I mean? And all that old crazy shit that, you know, the energy that she got around her now. She did break a lot of shit, and it was groundbreaking because in the day of social media now, like, all you really, like I've said in a couple other videos, if you knew, then go look at the other video, like Kanye and the other bins. Now that the way shit is now with social media and all that, like, as soon as when the news come out, it's ready for you. It's at the fingertips. It's hot, fresh out the oven, fresh out the microwave, however, you know what I mean? All those, they nuked it, it's ready. Whether it's right or wrong, whether it's some left field shit, whether a person, you know, track record is spotless. Like, as soon as when some shit come out that's damning, people is already formulating opinions, you know, using they perception of the person and formulating opinions and ideas about the person. Like, oh, you know what I mean? Woke this, you know what I mean? But when she was doing it, was like, gotta tune in, you know what I mean? If it's like she said, she seen the tabloids, and then she took that and changed it into giving all of the dirt, which we love now. That's why the Love and Hip Hops and, you know, all these different, not to say all podcasts and all platforms and shit, but most of it is built on, it is based around petty bullshit, drama, this and that, you know what I mean? That's why we look for the wrap up at the end of every year, you know what I mean? Shout outs to Uncle Murder, East New York. Shout outs to Mad Skills, you know what I'm saying? And hopefully this year, if neither one of them doing it, PAPOOSE will do it. Let's real quick on him because he's supposed to be retiring. He said he announced that he was retiring, but how he gonna do it, I think, is a fly away. He gonna release, I think, an album every month for this whole year. Now, I didn't listen to January yet. I'm going to catch up to that. And boom, let's see how, I mean, nobody never did nothing like that. And like he said, if you know him, then you know he ain't no gimmicky rapper type of dude. Like, he don't come out, you know, with gimmicks or, you know, images and, you know, try to push a certain narrative to sell his music. He just who he is, and that's who he is. And by the way, he that all that and all that, like he made a song like that, you know what I mean? Even though he ain't come up with all that and all that. People been saying that, but he the first one I heard flip a song on some and all that, you know what I mean? So shout outs to PAPOOSE, but hopefully he do it and we'll get back to him. But back to Wendy Williams, like when she was doing it, it was theater, it was big. Like, you know, y'all, you've seen the movie, you've seen the documentary. I think she got 2 out. I believe I seen the movie and not the documentary. You know what I mean? With the light-skinned joint looking like Faith Evans a little bit, like the chick that played Faith, kind of, sort of. You know what I mean? That's the one I seen. And, you know, besides the drug using, I said, like, she took a lot of risks. She trailblazed a lot of alleyways, you know what I mean, for people to come in the door and do what they do now, to have a platform or whatever it is and start, you know, dishing the dirt, whether it's right or wrong, whether it's accurate or it's not accurate. So you got to give people their flowers when it's due, you know what I mean? And then being a woman, you know what I mean, predominantly in a male-dominated industry, you know what I mean, the entertainment business. Well, I won't say the entertainment overall, Hollywood, plenty of prominent females of all ethnicities moving around, doing shit with their own studios, you know, writing things, doing things, producing, creating, you know what I mean, constantly putting out product. So not in that sense, but I mean like hip-hop and just that entertainment, the music world, you know what I mean, when artists is, you know, predominantly been a men's world. Let's keep it a buck. She still carved her niche. She rubbed a lot of people wrong. She was unapologetic about that. I don't know if in the end it caused her, like right now, like I said, people, you know, throwing their jokes, they laughing, you know what I mean, the 50 Cents of the world and just different people was taking their time to, you know what I mean, kick you when you down. A lot of us have, I'm sure, experienced that at one point in time or another. You know what I mean? If you that person now, the only get back is to get back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't stay down. You know what I mean? Write your own narrative because somebody will come behind and take your own shit. You know what I mean? They'll come swing the block, as they say, and rewrite shit. You know what I mean? And write you right on out. So tell your truth, tell your story. You know, if you want your life to be the Truman Show, then obviously it's platforms for that. But just to, you know, not to minimize, because we do forget, you know, kind of quickly when people come before us, do better than us, or do something we ain't never do, probably never will do, and then we be looking with the side eye, we always got something to say, you know what I mean? Like the Carmelo Anthony commercial, when it's like, oh, you niggas is on the internet a lot, right? Like, yeah, you ain't never hit no game winning shots, you ain't never been in the gym doing X, Y, Z, so even though I ain't get up here to where you think I'm at, I'm definitely way above you as far as accolades and things being accomplished and building. You know what I mean? Like, so that's why on this channel, you know what I mean? And just in person, I keep saying this channel, but it's just my thoughts, you know what I mean? Like, oh, it's just what I think, and you know what I mean? But on some real shit, that's why I don't be quick to do, you know, certain things, and I'm not going to put that energy out because that's not who I am. So number one is you got to be true to who you are. You know what I mean? If you're trying to be true to somebody else and be somebody else, it's going to be real difficult for you to do that, you know what I mean? Because you're not them. No matter how hard you try to be, no matter where you go, there you are, you know what I mean? So Popovist TV, Popovism 101. Be yourself. Don't try to be nobody else, you know what I'm saying? But with that said, let's move right along, you know what I mean? Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. And we is in the end game. Let's get to some sports real quick. Fresh out the gate, you know what I mean? couple days. But I told y'all, I think I already gave my pick out. I think y'all know who I'm leaning towards anyway, as far as the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? The big dance. This is it. This is what we all been waiting for, the grand finale. And I like Tampa Bay. Yeah, I like Tampa Bay to win the Super Bowl. I like Tom Brady to come out, be victorious, use that experience, all that hard work, all that dedication. I think they will be the victorious and better team on Sunday. You know what I mean? Like, if they play in the series, I don't know. But if they did play in the series, this would be the second game. Game one, Brady and them would have lost already. So, you know what I mean? Let's see if they can even it up 1-1. You know what I mean? But the Super Bowl is not a series. So whoever bring their best A game that day, less mistakes, less beat theyself, then they're going to probably win. And, yeah, Mahomes and them, they back-to-back with it. Got a chance to do what Brady did in the New England Patriots. You know what I mean? And some people, like I keep saying, they keep throwing it out there like it could have been 3 times. We don't know that. All we can say is what if. But I do know that when it was overtime and Patrick Mahomes didn't get the ball, even though if he would have got the ball, it's like college. It probably would have went up and down. Or when Brady got the ball, he went up and down. I mean, he just 5 plays, touchdown. Like, yeah, it was that easy. And I think the familiarity with playing against the Kansas City Chiefs, being in the AFC, playing against them again with a new team for the, just for studying purposes, I think they got something to prove. Like, number one, they the first team to ever play in the Super Bowl at their own house. Yeah, Kansas City played there already, so that's an advantage as well for them. But to sleep in your bed, to be on the road for the first 3 games, to go beat Washington, Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, that bad man. Now you get to come home for 2 whole weeks, sleep in your bed, and, everything is pretty much normal for y'all besides the circus. And I don't even think it was a media blitz because I haven't seen none of that as far as Super Bowl week. I haven't, only bits and pieces on ESPN with Gronk talking about he fake cheated the off season or the training and with the shirts, and I seen that. And I seen Brady saying, yeah, like he want to win. And I told y'all, this man is eating avocado ice cream. Like, he ain't putting nothing in his body, so he say that's not good. Like, he's there with it. Just imagine where you at if you in your 40s or you even 35 or 30. Like, he more disciplined than a lot of us. You know what I mean? As far as that. So he wanted bad. Nigga ain't gonna eat no real food and all that. Like, he wanted bad. And he could lose, but I think they're going to win. So I'm going with Brady. All right, let's get the score, because Super Bowl is the only game in town. So that's when it's like, what's the score after the first quarter? Who going to kick the first field goal? Who going to score the first points and all that? And those are good bets if you know what you're doing. I mean, I'm going to just bet on the game, probably the over and under as well. And, yeah, I think it's going to be a shootout. So we'll see what defense can hold up the most. That's what it's probably going to come down to. Defense win championships. They probably run right up and down the field. Let's say shootout. They want to write these things, spectacular fashion as possible. You know what I mean? Oh, at the end, like, you always want to draw, down to the last. And a lot of the Super Bowls have been that, except with a few exceptions, blowouts, where from the beginning it's like, damn, we don't even got a chance. But for the most part, the last ones I can remember, they be nail biters, you know what I mean? Except with a few exceptions. So this one here, I go 41-38, something like that. 41-38, 44-41. You know what I mean? Up and down track meet. Everybody should be fully healthy, should be fully rested and ready to go. Let's get to some NBA. Kyrie, James Harden, Kevin Durant. You know what I mean? Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn! Look. Told y'all we're going to talk about them almost every day or every time I come on, because it's Brooklyn. We got a good team. You know what I mean? New York is in the building somewhere. You know what I mean? We always in the building. But last night was a show me game. Could have been a preview of, the finals. Obviously, if the Clippers get past LeBron, and obviously if Brooklyn come out of the East, which they got a good chance of coming out of the East once they start, gelling more, like I was saying. But in last night's game, you see Harden had a triple-double. He had the least of the points. I think he had 23, Kevin Durant had 29, and Kyrie had 39. Like, he went off, and he went off, seemed like hitting some timely shots, and that's what he's known to do. One quick side note, when I was like narratives and, you know, once the media writes you how they write you, or even once the masses perceive you, how they perceive you to be, whether right or wrong. I mean, that does matter, because you could be totally not what people think of you, but if they think of you, this is how they're going to judge you and how they're going to view you. So even during the broadcast, I think they was just coming back, maybe in the third quarter, the end of the third quarter, or I want to say the fourth quarter, the announcer on the joint is like, yeah, you know, when Kyrie is when he's cooperative, when he's healthy and he's playing, he's spectacular. You know what I mean? Like, so the narrative is he ain't cooperative, and you know, he got this black cloud, or he's just kind of like a funny style type dude. You know what I mean? And whether right or wrong or true or false, that's the narrative. So when you hear commentation or you hear people making comments and stuff, look at it from that way. That's how he's viewed, and same goes for all of us. You know what I mean? If you viewed as not a stand-up dude, then you're probably going to be, you know what I mean, addressed that way. You know what I mean? Or a woman, if you what's the word? You know, out there, so to speak. You know what I mean? A free flowing, free going type of female, then that's how you're probably going to be perceived and dealt with. You know what I mean? As a free spirit and moving around, as opposed to somebody that's more reserved and more laid back on a, you know, keep it on a low tip. You know what I'm saying? But Brooklyn, they got a great chance of coming out. And I mentioned the assists and all that, with Harden being the facilitator, because he's cool in that role. Like, that's the role he's played. You got D'Antoni over there, you got Nash. They're gonna have it where the two stars is on the floor, and then, you know, the one is on the bench, and then when he come in, is so everybody can get they fair share of the feasting. Like, cause it's a feast with any one of them. You can double them, then somebody's open, and it's just a nightmare. The only thing they really got to work on as the season progresses is the defense. Like, can you hold an opponent to 110? Like, you know what I mean? Can you hold to 110 and you putting up 120? You know what I mean? Or hold to 105 and you putting up 115? Then you don't got a chance. Once they let the team hang with them to the closing moments, then that's where they're going to probably get in trouble. But I don't think Harden will have a problem with sacrificing. Like I said, he should be the one, in my opinion. Go see the other video I did. And when you on the other videos, please like the video. Please share the video. You know what I mean? Let's get these likes up. Let's get the views up. You know what I mean? And he ain't going to have a problem with getting triple doubles every night. Like, you know what I'm saying? The ball is in his hand, even though he can't play without the ball. But I think that's the flow that they should have. Kevin Durant is he's so sufficient with his shot that he don't need a lot of shots. Like, still 29, and I think he shot maybe 13 times or something like that, 11 times. Like, he don't really need to do it. As long as he get the ball when it's crunch time and this, you know what I mean, one possession games, he should be the first option, in my opinion, because he's the best on the team. Then after that, it should be Kyrie, because I think he's more elusive, could get to the basket without all that, you know, trying to draw the foul first, then get the basket. He trying to get the basket, then, you know what I mean, get the foul. I think Harden's the other way. He looking for the foul while he going to the basket. Like, Kyrie trying to score. And if you foul him and he get the and one, you know what I mean, that's what I think. Utah, they looking good. You know what I mean? Are they the best team in the NBA? No, not in my opinion. And this is no knock on them. They're a good team right now. They the hottest team right now. You know what I mean? 11 in a row, took an L, then it was back to live action, like pounding yesterday. That spread went to 12.5. So if you had Utah, then you lost. Speaking of losses and wins, let's get to the record. So we picked 25 games, and we what was we? We was 9 out of 17. You know what I mean? And then we did 7 games to make it 25. And 1 game was postponed, the Detroit game. They was postponed. And out of the 6 games, we went 3 out of 6, so 50%. So now we 12 for 24. So we ain't lose, we ain't win though. You know what I mean? Let's get to some winners real quick for today. Before we continue talking about Utah and all that. Let's get to some winner chicken dinners. I like Dallas again tonight. I've been on Dallas, and I've been losing with them last couple of days. I've been losing with them. But I like Dallas only because they've been losing. They on a losing streak. And like I said, no team gonna keep losing, no team gonna keep winning. So Dallas is a lock tonight. Dallas is a put $500 on. I like Dallas tonight. That's how I like Dallas tonight. Next game, I like Cleveland. They playing Clippers. Clippers last night, coming off a show me game against Brooklyn. They lost, came up a little short in the fourth quarter. You know what I mean? Now they on the road, and they gonna win tonight. They gonna bounce back. Will they cover the 9.5? I don't think so. Saxton, Drummond, you know what I mean? Those boys, they've been playing extremely well, even though they're still a bottom feeding team. They're a team like they're gonna put energy and effort even if they lose. Like that's the teams that you want to take the points with most of the time because they probably won't get blown out. You know what I'm saying? So I like Dallas as a lock. I like Cleveland coming in second. I like Sacramento. Now Boston played Steph Curry and them last night. They was on a 3-game losing streak, so they bounced back. Kemba Walker not playing tonight, so they say. Like I told you, I go to RotoWire and I go to Sports Insights to see who gonna play, who not playing, and sometimes it's still a toss-up because you be waiting to the last minute and then you still don't know, like, you know what I mean? So, but they played a tough one, you know what I mean? Even though they still out on the road, you ain't really got to travel far. Golden State, Sacramento is still West Coast, but because of that, I'm going with Sacramento tonight for the upset. They getting +1. That's 3, and I give y'all one more. Let's go with Chicago -1.5. They just played my Knicks. Knicks lost, I think, by 7 or 8. Back to back, like I told y'all with COVID, they scheduling the games like that, so the teams ain't got to travel. Knicks is they are who we thought they were, and we not letting them off the hook. Like we're not gonna let them off the hook. So we gonna go with Chicago, Dallas, Sacramento, and Cleveland. That's the 4. So we had 25. Matter of fact, let's do one more to make it 30 games. Well, actually, because it was 1 game suspended, we actually at 24. So that'll make us be at 28. That's cool. We'll stay with 28. You know what I mean? A couple of other games looking at. Like I said, Super Bowl is here. Now that it's time to say goodbye for real, we'll be doing picks every day as far as the NBA, hockey, and all that, trying to get those chicken dinners. You already know the vibes. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. It's your boy PAPOOSE. You know what I mean? Look out for the behind the scenes. King Reggie just released that all caps February 1st, which was Monday. Go check it out. It's on all platforms. Dope song. Energy is official. And I did the interview. If you didn't see the interview, you could go check out that. You know what I mean? You already know how we do over here. Sports, hip-hop, motivation, Papavisms 101. Getting back to Papoose, you know what I mean? Brooklyn, what up? He retiring. I seen it on TMZ and shit, like a little clip. And they was interviewing. They was saying his name all crazy and all. I don't know why it was sounding like that. Maybe because of who they are. But I mean, he's retiring, and it's slip under the radar a little bit. If you're a fan, you're a fan. I mean, I'm a fan. Like I said, he got a few joints that I like. You know what I mean? He got a few joints that I like. Lyrically, he definitely nice. You know what I mean? He just haven't had, in my opinion, like mad super bangers. Like he all the way nice. Like for his creativity, you know, he ain't no mumble. You know, he got bars, he got lyrics, he got concepts. He's a wordsmith. He can play with the words, but he only got a few joints that really knock. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like besides the couple of joints that we all like, thing with Busta and Touch, you know what I mean? Like the remixes. He remixed a lot of joints too, by the way. But some of the joints I like is the Chubb Rock with him and Remy. I like the Black Love. Obviously, all of the Law Library joints that he did, all the way from 1 all the way up to, I believe, 8 or 9. Like nobody really was coming with, rhymes like that. And not only rhymes, but doing the research to study the law books and all that to put it in a rhyme form that we can follow along and actually help people that, is locked up in those situations. You know what I'm saying? And he got a few joints. He got Live from the Block. You know what I mean? These are joints that I like. You know what I'm saying? That I listen to. Gotta Be Me, Hustle Hard with the 50 Cent sample. Hustle Hard, hustle. You know what I mean? all, like I said, and all that and all that. And then he got some classical verses with the, you know, he obviously remixed a lot of joints. So when I say he freestyled over a lot of the joints that we like, he did the obituary, which is unfortunate, but how he put everybody's name. So like he will be missed if he retires, as far as bringing that element to hip hop, because it's a lot of, you know, as we say, you know, people that sound the same. They always sounding like people that's out now. And I'm like, well, if you're an athlete, if you're a basketball player, like you see Kobe wanted to rest in peace to the Black Mamba, he wanted to be like, you know what I'm saying, Mike, the best, you know what I mean, who he thought was the best. So he modeled his game after that. And again, I'm not saying hip hop is different. It's an art form, it's an expression, it's how you connect with the people, how they identify and connect with you. So you can't just sound like, if you say Hove is the best, try to just take Hove style. Even though if you are going to study, you know what I mean, and like who you think is the best, you know what I mean, in the game, then you should probably do your homework, do your research to, you know, see what made them successful, why people like them, or why people got them in the top 5 or top 10. But before we get out of here, you're going to say, where you rank Pap, you know, where you rank Pap, you know what I mean, far as a lyricist, far as an overall artist, his impact on the game, you know, is he in your top 5? Is he in your top 10? Is he in your top 15? You know what I mean? Where do you rank him at? What's your favorite album? What's one of your favorite songs? I told y'all I just listed a few songs, you know what I'm saying? I work out to Pat, you know what I mean? He an artist I could work, like I said, he got commercial success. A little bit is almost like always teased you, you know what I mean? Like it's almost like when he made those type of songs that made us bounce and all that, you know, the butt naked and all that, you know what I mean? It's like he was doing it to appease us almost. Like I gotta feel like that's not really what his style was. Like he ain't really want to do that. So that's why you got the, you know what I mean, the Thuggication and, you know, On the Block and all that. Like you got those type of mixtapes and albums that he put out, because that's who he is, the Law Library, like, you know what I mean, the alphabets, the slaughter of the alphabets from A to Z, and the free, you know what I mean, getting up there on K-Slay and spitting bars and all that. But not only where you rank him, what's your favorite album of his, what's your favorite song, but you know, he said his reasons for retiring, and it's all good. Like he want to focus on his family. He want to do other things. I don't think he's gonna stop rhyming. Period. Like you say, he probably going to hopefully pick up the wrap up, or you know, maybe drop some freestyles in the car like he be doing if you follow him on social media. But I want to say, like, real quick, should it be a limit on when you should bow out the game gracefully? Like Ho said, the game is ours, we'll never foul out. Y'all just better hope we gracefully bow out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, do you think artists should bow out gracefully? Should we force them out? And no matter your views, my views is this. I think like hip hop, you know, for people that have been in the game, and even if you haven't been in the game, if you're trying to get in the game now, I don't really look at you with the side eye. I'll just say, if you know, depending on what age you are, if you're trying to get in now, have something else on the side of that, you know, as opposed to thinking this is your, you know, putting all your eggs in one basket, like this is my say all be all, this is all I got. Like you can probably think of something else and do something else to just say like I'm gonna be a rapper. But it be, you know, you see on the gram or you see on Twitter, niggas rapping at 40 and it's over with, and you know, stuff like that. Street niggas want to come back and live out their rapper dreams, and it's all good, like I said. But I think hip hop is the only, you know, music genre that we're, you know, where we try to put an age limit on it. Rock and roll niggas is rocking out. Country people, they rocking out. Like R&B, you know, people will still come out and sing their little songs, you know, even if they old. Like I just seen the clip with El DeBarge, like on the piano, still doing some of those favorite hits, and he sound good, you know what I mean? So there's no really limit on that. So why is like we try to put limit on hip hop, you know what I mean? Especially if you're nice, like he's one of the nice ones. So, you know, what's your thoughts on that? Should it be an age limit? Like get these old niggas out of here. We want to hear the young shit, or do you think people should still be able to create and make music on their own timeline? Are you still listening? Are you a fan? Like, you know, just real side note, like Busta just dropped a crazy super fire album. Like, you know what I mean? He been in the game for years. Like, in fact, his album, I've been rocking since it came out, you know what I mean? In the gym, in the car, like you could take that multiple places. Some albums and some songs is only for certain things. Like you can't, you know, rock out to it. You You know what I mean? If you know, you know. But Nas just came with a fire album. King's Disease. KRS-One dropped a fire album. Like, so these is older statesmen in the game. You know what I mean? These is definitely the older statesmen in the game, even older than Papoose, regardless of age, far as being in the game. Like, they still coming out with fire. Like, they energized and coming out with fire. In fact, a lot of the other albums that's out, to me, it's not really Busta album is fire. Nas album was fire. KRS-One album was fire. But I know a lot of people look at that with the side eye because it was on some, you know what I mean, on some Black Power shit. It wasn't speaking just, let me drink lean, let me snap some coke, let me fuck some bitches, let me kill a million niggas. It wasn't on that. Like, you know what I mean? That's not, if you know KRS-One and you're a fan, then you know that's not his style. You know what I mean? He stick to what's true to him, and he try to uplift the people. So that goes by quick, fast, lightly. Like, we don't even give no attention to that unless you like that type of music. But Nas' album was fire, even though he, you know, is a little modern Nas now, you know what I mean? With the features, with Ferg, and, you know, a couple of people on the album. But Busta album was all the way fire. And his visual for the videos, untouchable. Like, he did what Hove did with The Streets Is Watching. He did what 50 Cent did with the second album, pull like videos out for almost every song on the album. And the visual was fire. So I think this is laid back. Now, I mean, you can't get out, you entertain, and it's fire. So, you know, let me know what y'all think. It's your boy Popovich. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic. That feeling on a Wednesday. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, drop me an email, drop me a comment. Let me know what you like about the channel. Yeah, kid!